I'm the Executive Director of the John J. Heldrick Center for Workforce Development at Rutgers University. And as one of the nation's leading university-based research and policy centers dedicated to the American workforce, the Heldrick Center believes that the emergence of a green economy will lead to a new generation of jobs, as well as the eventual transformation of traditional occupations across many industries. As our country transitions to a cleaner energy economy, many are working to identify the specific occupations and skills that workers must have to succeed. To assist them, the Heldrick Center recently produced a brief entitled Preparing the Workforce for a Green Jobs Economy to assist educators and others interested in preparing workers for green employment. Based on our research, my testimony will quickly look to answer 6 key questions. First, what is a green job? Green jobs can be broadly defined as jobs that involve protecting wildlife, reducing pollution, or reducing energy usage. In the nation's energy sector, green jobs are concentrated in 2 areas: energy efficiency and renewable energy. The energy efficiency sector generally involves retrofitting residential and commercial buildings to use less energy and the manufacture of products that save energy. This sector will likely provide the greatest number of green jobs, at least in the short term. The renewable energy sector involves creating, installing, and maintaining technologies that generate energy from resources that are naturally replenished, such as wind and solar. Our findings show that the majority of green jobs in the energy sector will not be new occupations immediately, but will be traditional occupations that may require an additional layer of green skills and knowledge. Second, what drives growth in green jobs? There are 3 primary drivers: technological advances and the pace of those advances, economic conditions and energy prices, and the presence of federal and state energy policy that can drive investment or demand. Third, are the green job numbers a myth? Green jobs are extremely difficult to quantify. At present, there is no clearly defined federal government standard for counting green jobs and an unclear consensus on what is a green job. However, if we look at the energy industry, we know that the majority of green energy jobs are currently found in the energy efficiency sector. According to the American Solar Energy Society, in 2007, 95% of all green energy jobs were in the energy efficiency sector and only about 5% in the renewable energy sector. While today's renewable energy job numbers appear to be smaller, it is predicted that they will grow faster, mostly because of public policy efforts to increase the degree of the nation's energy supply that comes from renewable sources. Fourth, where will the green jobs be located? Well, since the majority of energy efficiency jobs are in the retrofitting of buildings, these types of jobs will be widespread across most states. However, the demand for renewable energy jobs and skills will vary by state. Our findings show that 4 critical factors play a role in the demand for green energy workers, especially in the renewable energy area: the strength and characteristics of any area's workforce, the natural resources and geography of a particular area, the depth and breadth of an area's industrial infrastructure, and the level and nature of state, regional, and local energy policy and leadership to affect change. What skills are green energy employers seeking? As I mentioned earlier, green energy jobs will most likely be traditional jobs, many of which require a new green layer of skills and knowledge. Employers that we spoke to tell us that workers will need to have what they always need to have: skills. That is, basic academic and workplace readiness skills, as well as traditional job-specific skills and credentials. A carpenter or plumber needs first and foremost to know how to be a carpenter or plumber. Eventually, workers will need green job-specific skills and knowledge and credentials as the industry grows and matures. Finally, what can the nation's workforce and education systems do to prepare workers for green jobs? Well, number 1, talk and listen to employers. They'll be the best source for information, the type of skills and information needed for a job. Track those drivers of energy sector job growth, technology, economic conditions, and public policy. They'll dictate the pace and scale of jobs and where new occupations are emerging. Coordinate education and training with economic development efforts and the emerging workforce needs of employers by creating a green jobs talent network. And finally, focus education and training efforts on providing workers with skills to meet the as they emerge industry-determined needs develop pathways for workers, and look to complement, not duplicate, already existing employer and labor union-led training efforts. Thank you for this opportunity.